6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. 6 seconds. That's all you get to make an impression with your resume. Not long, is it? But this is today's reality. And so in this video, I will teach you how to eliminate the fluff from your resume and replace it with impactful language that grabs attention of recruiters and hiring managers. So if you're applying to hundreds of jobs and wondering why you're not securing any interviews, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll learn how to identify and remove common fluff words, replace these with action-orientated, results-driven language, and transform your resume into a powerful tool that clearly demonstrates your qualifications and achievements, and understand the importance of correctly labeling your professional identity, especially when it comes to titles. Let's jump in. So what do I mean by fluff words? Fluff words are vague, generic terms that don't add specific value or meaning to your resume. They're often filler language that dilutes your message. Some common fluff words include team player, hardworking, excellent communication skills, results orientated. Now these words weaken your resume as they are overused, so you could be anyone. They're not specific and they don't convey measurable skills or achievements. When I see these words on a resume, I'm left thinking, how? How are you a team player? How are you a great communicator? Just saying these words doesn't tell me how that's important. All these words do is make your resume blend in with the hundreds of others that employers see. They don't provide concrete evidence of your abilities, which is what employers are looking for. Look at it from a perspective of a hiring manager. They are looking for proof of your abilities, not just claims. Fluff words can signal a lack of substance or effort. So how can you identify if you're guilty of having too many fluff words in your resume? So here's where the self-assessment comes in. So take a look at your resume, either pause the video or bring your resume up on the screen, or rewatch this once you're in front of your resume. Now look at it and ask yourself, is this word or phrase too vague? Does it add any value, or is it just taking up valuable space? Words like results orientated, hardworking, or team player can be considered vague. So I want you to highlight them so we can make changes to them later. Now ask yourself, could someone else, regardless of their role, use this exact wording? If yes, then it's too generic. For instance, responsible for managing projects could apply to countless roles and should be more specific. Next, ask, does this word quantify or qualify a specific achievement? Does the word add measurable value or context of your achievements? An example of this would be something like improved sales. Really? Well, that's great, but this adds no value or impact. Instead, try saying something like increased sales by 20% over 6 months. This adds more context and shows a measurable achievement. Now ask yourself, is this word just a filler or buzzwords? So words like synergized, utilized, or leveraged might sound impressive, but often add little substance unless backed up by specific examples or results. Now that you're identifying those fluff words, you might be thinking about how to best structure your resume to highlight your skills effectively. So if you want to ensure your resume is polished and professional, download my free resume template. It's designed to help you create a clean, easy to read resume that stands out to the hiring managers. If you would like a free copy of my resume to download, comment resume and I'll share the link. So now you've identified what the buzzwords and fluff words are in your resume, but what should you replace them with to make you stand out from the crowd? So aim to use action verbs to clearly convey your skills and achievements. Action verbs are a great way to naturally lead into describing your role, your contributions, and what you've accomplished, which is what employers want to understand. So instead of a vague phrase like responsible for managing and leading projects, say, led a cross-functional team of 25 engineers, architects, construction managers, and environmental specialists in the successful construction of a $200 million 1,500-meter suspension bridge. So starting with the action verb led, this example goes on to add so much more context. I now know what type of team they were leading, what project they were managing, and the result. And this is so much more powerful and includes so many more valuable keywords relevant to this sector. Now, another example of where fluff words are used to say absolutely nothing is when you say something like utilize cutting cutting-edge, data-driven methodologies to enhance cross-functional collaboration and foster innovation. Now, after reading this, I'm thinking, what methodologies? How did this enhance collaboration? So instead, use an action verb and say, analyze customer behavior data for over 1 million transactions to identify key trends leading to a 12% increase in campaign ROI. Collaborated with marketing, sales, and product teams to implement data-backed strategies that improved customer segmentation and personalized marketing efforts, resulting in a 20% increase in customer engagement and a 10% boost in conversion rates. This gives me the how and paints a picture of what you are capable of. It's so important to quantify your achievements wherever possible. And I'm sure you agree that the examples I just gave you so much more insight into what was done and achieved. So quantifying your achievements can be a game changer, but I know it's not always easy to figure out how to do it effectively. So to help with this, I've put together a free resource with 100+ examples of how to quantify metrics on your resume. Now, whether you're in sales, marketing, project management, or any field, these examples will give you concrete ideas on how to showcase your impact. If you would like a copy of this, please comment impact and I'll share a free copy. So whenever possible, include numbers, percentages, or other measurable data. This adds weight to your claims and makes your contributions more tangible. Be clear about what you specifically did and provide context for your accomplishment. When building out your resume, use this formula to help you write each bullet point. So action verb plus task plus result and impact. Avoid cliches and buzzwords. So avoid bullet points like synergize team efforts to leverage cross-departmental opportunities, resulting in a client-focused approach. What does this even mean? It's so vague and it doesn't clearly describe what you did, how you did it, or what the outcome was. Now, a more meaningful alternative would be collaborated with cross-departmental teams to streamline operations, enhancing client satisfaction and reducing processing times by 20%. Now, by replacing synergized with collaborated, it's a clearer, more relatable term that describes your active participation. Streamline operations is a specific action that shows you worked on improving efficiency, which is more concrete than leveraged opportunities. And enhancing client satisfaction and reducing processing times by 20% provides tangible results demonstrating the impact of your actions. Now, this specifically shows exactly how your work benefited the company. So aim to be specific. Replace vague terms with clear descriptive language that explains what you did, and then quantify your achievements whenever possible to give your claims credibility and demonstrate the value you added. Connect your actions to outcomes that matter to the organization, such as an increased revenue, improved efficiency, or enhanced client satisfaction. Now, you want to make sure that you tailor your resume for each job that you apply for, focusing on skills and experiences that are most relevant to the job description. Matching your resume to a job description involves strategically incorporating relevant terms and phrases while maintaining natural, meaningful language that highlights your qualifications. I go into how to do this in more detail when coaching my clients through my Career Growth Accelerator program. I'll pop a link in the description below for more details. Next up, let's talk about inflated titles like entrepreneur or CEO. Now, these titles might sound impressive, but can be misleading and hurt your chances in certain job markets. Let's face it, when you think entrepreneur, you picture Richard Branson, Stephen Bartlett, or Elon Musk, right? But if you're looking to hire a project manager, those aren't the names that come to mind. Imagine you're hiring a chef for a restaurant. Would you look for someone who calls themselves a culinary visionary, or someone who's listed as an executive chef with years of experience in Michelin-starred kitchens? So if you're a freelancer or consultant, use a job title that is relevant to the types of roles you cover. So instead of CEO, say project management specialist. Recruiters aren't filtering for terms like entrepreneur or CEO when they are searching for a project manager. So just keep this in mind when you're putting your job titles on your resume or LinkedIn. Now, don't forget to comment resume for your free template or impact for 100 examples of how to quantify metrics on your resume. And remember, your resume is your first impression on a potential employer. And with these changes, you can ensure it's a strong one. Now, if you found this video helpful, click on this video where I show you how to optimize your LinkedIn profile.